Mark Skaar on the Skaar Kaard on 103.7 The Fox. I'm bringing in Richie Ranno. You know him from the band Stars. He was also in Stories. And now he's cranking out some solo material. Richie, thanks for joining us.
Pleasure to be with you.
Now, let's talk about hooking up with our mutual friend Brynn Arens and RockSteady Records. I would assume you've known Brynn for a long time. Where did your friendship start?
Very long time. The way our friendship started was so funny. It's a small world, and it makes you wonder. So I answered the phone one day, and it was this friend of mine who owns a guitar repair shop about a half hour away from me, who used to fix all my guitars at the time. And he said, "Hey, I got some guys here. They live in the city, but they're from Minneapolis, and they're big Stars fans. And they saw the picture of Stars on my wall with your autograph on it, and asked if I knew you." And I said, "Wait a second." He said, "So I dialed you." He said, "Why don't you talk to them?" So I took turns talking to Brynn and Greg, the bass player.
Sure.
And they were just really nice guys. We actually had like a long conversation, and I would say we must have talked 20 minutes at least. And that was that. And I had gotten divorced maybe a couple of years before that, and I was living with my buddy, and I was staying basically at his house. And I said, we don't do anything, because he had just split up with his semi-wife. And I said, let's go to this rock club I've heard about. So he said, all right. And we walked in. It was a nice big rock club. And there's a band playing, and we walked right in front of the band in order to get to like the tables and the seats. And we sat down, and the band, I noticed they were looking at me funny. And I thought, oh, these guys are great, And I'm very critical of bands, but these guys were instantly great. They got done playing, and they walked up to me, and Brynn and Greg said, "Hey, we just spoke to you on the phone about a week or two ago." That's how we met. So they lived in the city. I lived in Jersey, and they had a fun place where they rehearsed that they rented out, and said, "Come on, jam with us." So I did, and we got to be best of friends, and we've been ever since. And that was 1991.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe Rattling Bones might have been the band.
Rattling Bones, boy, that was a great band. Wow. I can't say enough. I still listen to their music. I have some kind of tape or something I guess I got it transferred digitally.
Fast forward to 2023. Obviously, all this time you guys have been in touch 30-plus years, and Brynn has this record label with the imprint RockSteady Records, which Kiss fans know RockSteady Records. And, of course, so he approached you to put out a series of songs we're going to hear once a month for a while, I understand.
Is that what it is? Okay.
Yeah.
I don't understand the music business, so I know the old music business, not the new one.
Not the one that exists anymore.
I don't think one does actually exist anymore. I don't know what it is. Some kind of quasi-music business.
So the first thing, Richie, and we're with Richie Ranno, and the first thing we've heard is "You Don't Know Me." Tell me about that song.
Well, I have a little studio in my house, and I just sit around and write songs from time to time, and then if I hit something I kind of like, I record it. And the lyrics, it's just about not that you don't necessarily know me. I'm saying people don't really know each other. It's the whole walk 100 miles in my shoes, or whatever many miles in my shoes, or walk a mile in my shoes, whatever that was. Mm-hmm. It's that whole thing. We all tend to judge what different people do without realizing what those people are going through. It wasn't really meant as a personal thing, as you don't know me, but it kind of sounds like it, of course. But I was just listening to people bullshit and say nasty stuff about other people that they didn't really know that well. And I said, we all fall to that from time to time, So that's where those lyrics came from.
Right, exactly. There's a social media me, and then there's the my friends know me, and then there's me when I'm by myself in my room.
Yeah, well, I hate to use this as an example, but everyone in the country loved O.J. Simpson, right? Everyone. And then look what he did. So no one really knew him, that was for sure.
Good point. So
yeah, and it goes the other way around, too. Everybody hates somebody, and that person's really not so bad. You never know.
Absolutely. We're with Richie Ranno. So is the arrangement, does he have a stockpile of your songs, and he's releasing them randomly, or are you working in tandem?
No.
How's that working?
Well, I sent him about 4 songs, but I have so many that I've been recording over the last 4 or 5 years. I have covers, I have instrumentals, I have originals, I have stuff with Jimmy Coon singing. So we haven't even decided what the next one will be yet, but it's a ton of stuff. And if nothing else, and probably is going to be nothing else, but if nothing else, there will be some people who can hear some of the stuff that I've been doing if they're interested in it. I had no intentions of ever putting anything out that I've been recording because I can't figure out what the music business is. And I don't know how you market things. I just don't even get it. So Brynn has a bit of a beat on it, so I trust him implicitly, and I listen to what he says.
And these things, I think, are winding up for purchase on Bandcamp. That's my understanding.
That's my understanding. I don't really know. I don't know if there's going to be a CD. Or, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe we'll go vinyl.
There you go. That's the hip thing now. Who knew?
Yeah, the hip thing. I do miss vinyl, and I do miss CDs, I'll be honest with you.
Talking to Richie Ranno, I understand that your old singer, Michael Lee, is having some health problems.
Yes, he's been having health problems for quite a while, actually, and I think he prematurely jumped to, let's do it. He really wants to be out there singing with us, but it's not going to happen. But the last 5 gigs we did, wasn't with us, and we keep the vocals in-house. We don't have an extra singer. The bassist, the other guitarist, and myself, we all sing, so we're covering the vocals. It sounds fine, actually. I mean, we'll miss them, but it sounds fine. The group sounds great, and the show must go on.
The last time we spoke 6 years ago, as you mentioned, the aforementioned Jimmy Coons, you guys were working on stuff. And so you said some of that will probably see the light of day.
I hope so, yeah. I would think so. Yeah, I think it's great stuff that we did, and then we were getting really going, and then COVID hit, and geez, the whole world, this part of the world just went upside down. I don't know about, I guess most of the world did, but this New York City area where it's so overly populated, I live outside of the city, but this whole area was just devastated by it. Quality of life went down the tubes. So our whole thing just got buried. We just stopped. And are you friends with Jimmy?
Yeah, I know Jimmy.
Okay, yeah, I just saw him a couple of weeks ago, and we've been talking. I got some new stuff I'm working on that I want to get together with him on, and but some of the old stuff we have is great. Yeah, I wanted one of the songs to be the first one to come out, but since Brynn said I'm the recording artist, we have to establish that first as songs by me, and then I'm going to do different things that I have with different people featuring, different singers or whoever, and I don't know. Kind of fun. I mean, for years, people have been saying, put that stuff out. I don't know how to. So here we are.
Well, it's nice that this fell in your lap. It's really helpful, I'm sure.
Yeah. Well, Brynn and I talk regularly for since we know each other, which is it's like 34 years, I guess. 33 years, 30. I don't know what it is. I measure it by when I met my wife, because I met my wife about 6 months after I met Brynn.
Okay.
She wasn't my wife when I met her, and so we've been together. Oh my God, 30. We've been together 31 years. So I must know Brynn 32 years. That's what it is.
Half a lifetime.
1991. What's that?
Half a lifetime.
For me, it's only like a tenth.
Richie, what's the rest of the year looking like for you?
Cold.
Yeah. It's coming.
I'll tell you, I just did 56 gigs in June, July, and August, and I took about 10 days off. I do lots of gigs. I do a lot of solo gigs. Then I have a trio. We just call it Richie Ranno's All Stars, and we're doing at least 2 Stars gigs coming up. And then, I don't know, just going to keep recording and keep playing. Rock till you drop, I guess.
Yeah. What else is there, right?
Well, yeah, people say, you should retire. I said, I kind of am retired because all I do is play guitar.
It's a nice problem to have.
Yeah, which is what I would do. The only part that is different is that, I carry my amp. I'd like to retire from carrying the musical equipment.
And maybe retire from rehearsing. That was always my thing in bands. We have to rehearse to get good? Yeah, you do.
Oh, I have. I've retired from rehearsing. I was in one band that rehearsed, and about 3 years ago, I said, guys, I'm done. I quit. And I guess they were a bit upset because we were together about 3 or 4 years, but they wanted to rehearse every week, and I just don't need to do that.
Good for you. Good for you.
Retired from rehearsing. Just got one level to go, the equipment. I keep downsizing on equipment, though. It's working out well. They're making great equipment that's not real heavy and big these days.
Richie, anything else for the good of the cause that you want to tell the listeners?
Keep rocking. No, I got nothing major going on as far as messages to the world other than you don't know me.
Exactly. Ladies and gentlemen, that's Richie Ranno. Thank you, Richie. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Mark. We'll talk again in 6 years.
That is Richie Ranno on the Skaar Kaard, the new classic rock that rocks on 103.7 The Fox.